Hello and welcome to CR Wrestling Commentary, where we are talking about the matches all up there in Sengoku Lore 2020. And I know we're behind, but
we're not behind. It aired today.
It aired today, but people always want this stuff immediately. We can't do that. Work. And I'm preparing for CR Fire Pro and all this other stuff.
It happened early today in Japan.
I know, it happened at 3 in the morning,
They need to hang it up, man.
It's been 14 hours.
I was asleep. You was asleep. They were asleep.
I won't sleep. I didn't get to sleep until about 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
I was up, jacked up all night. So I was just messed up.
They were asleep. They don't even know it. They got their eyes closed right there at the event.
Yeah. So, opening match with Mura Yuya versus Ishimori Taiji. And honestly,
that was a really good match.
Yes!
It was a really good match.
Look, I'm going to be straight up with you. I would give that an arguable, it's somewhere between 3.5 and 4.
As Cedric mentioned earlier before we started recording, is when Taiji wrestles the Young Lions, he always has a good match. I don't know if it's his size or, he doesn't treat them like they're, rented mules. I don't know what it is.
It's probably respect.
Because they always have a good match and everybody gets their material in and you get to see what the Young Lions, we know what Taiji can do. You get to see what the Young Lions can do.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what though? Taiji performs better against them.
Mm-hmm.
The moves are so crisp, so clean, they land just right. You can't see where it's BS. Oh, and during this match, with Mura Yuya, that dude is awesome. He swan dive, but it was a little hiccup on the top rope. He recovered on a high wire.
Mm-hmm.
He recovered his balance and jumped, and Taiji was, look, you know what a professional is? Taiji, you can look back at this before they take it down. If you look at it where we do on a very educational area. Taiji, he was ready to call it audible. He was ready. Because when Yuya lost his balance, you could see it looked a little precarious.
Mm-hmm.
Taiji was all like, which option am I going to go with? Am I going to have to duck and roll out the way? Am I going to have to duck behind him because he done messed up something? Am I going to have to run to the ropes and do something? He was prepared. That's a professional wrestler right there.
Yeah.
Professional wrestlers can call audibles. They don't BS the business. They don't BS the fans. They put on a stellar performance. It's work ethic. They respect the opponent. They respect the crowd. They respect your intelligence. And they do what they got to do to make it look like they're trying to win. Both of these guys did that. This was a bona fide professional wrestling match. This was just straight up beautiful. I loved it. And right now, all the other matches got to live up to this one.
Yeah, exactly.
They got to live up to it. Because the Young Lions always bring it. Always bring it. You want some proof? Look at Hirai Kawato when he was a Young Lion.
He always brought it.
Now look at him now.
I don't know where he left it, but
he left it in Mexico.
He need to go get it.
Mexico got his stuff. He need to go back to Mexico and get it.
He got Chica's holding on to his stuff. He need to go reclaim it.
But the rolling double arm ringing into the omoplata crossface, yeah. Taiji Shimori, he tapped him out, yeah. That rolling body scissors by Uemura, beautiful.
Yeah, I swear he put the bloody cross on him, didn't he?
No.
No, okay.
No, he didn't. He didn't. No, because that's the gourd buster, and then he crossed the one leg over the other. He did the inverted, put him up and then drop him down on his knees and whatnot.
Okay.
That's what he did.
Okay.
So,
it was nasty too.
Yes, he nailed that.
Yeah.
All those moves were crisp, and it looked like a struggle. It looked like they tried to get the win.
That jumping knee strike.
They had a perfect camera view of that. Perfect camera view. My goodness. And he nailed it, and it looked, when Mura fell out, like he took the mother load of a knee strike. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, perfectly done. This match right here should be the gold standard of all their matches. No match should be less than this.
Nope.
That's just it. No match should be less than this.
The only thing better is the Ishii match.
Ishii, yeah. If it was Fire Pro, he works with Spirit and Reborn. That's what he works with. Bring out the best of your opponent and always come back.
I don't know what will it take to see this, but I want to see Taiji and Sanada go singles. I think that would be a wonderful match.
No grudge, no nothing, just a match.
Mm-hmm.
If they both show up like these two did tonight, that'll be a 5-star match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they know how to work it, break it down, rebuild back up to where they were, and then put on the multiple type finishes until somebody wins. They know how to do that. They know how to do that. This was beautiful. I know we spent a lot of time on this one, but seriously, you don't get a chance to see opening matches at this level. Yes, the Young Lions always bring it, and it always look good. Always. But Taiji Shimori, he always works beautifully with the Young Lions. Tag or singles. And with Uemura on the rise, trying to lead the class of Young Lions, he's proven himself. I think they're going to do the whole final Young Lion thing, I think in mid to late November. I think so. Hey, it's great, you know. So we're gonna get on with the rest of these. We're gonna start watching, but yeah, that this opening match was worth it. Very worth the ticket price alone. Just I'm blown away by it. You know, I sound like I saw a 5-star match, but I would say it's somewhere between 3.5 and 4. It's somewhere in there. You know, either a solid one of those two or somewhere in there. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the match. Let's roll. Alright, so our next opening match is Gabriel Kidd, Yano Toru, and Ishii Tomohiro versus Taguchi Ryusuke, Kojima Satoshi, and Makabe Togi. And this match, the truth is, this match is one of those teaser things. This is Gabriel Kidd and Makabe Togi. That's the feature for this match. Nobody else really mattered.
No, not really.
They didn't. They did their things. You know, Taguchi and Yano did their things.
Acted a fool.
And Kojima was sort of just out of place. He didn't do much of anything. He got his chops in, which was good.
Yeah.
Him and Ishii had a little fun.
Yeah.
Maybe something's going to build up there. You know, Ishii, I mean, nobody cut loose. This was Gabriel Kidd and Makabe Togi. That's what this was.
And Gabriel Kidd's trying to bring out the old Makabe, and
it ain't worked tonight.
It ain't worked.
It ain't worked. Makabe has chilled. He's calmed. He's found his stride. 4th generation. He's just cruising.
Yeah, he's hit his Manabu stride.
Yep, that Manabu, and you know, so that's. I mean, and Gabriel Kidd, you watch it. He did everything to fire up Makabe.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything. He slapped the dog shit out of him. I mean, seriously, Makabe's wife is somewhere wondering who's really in charge of the house right now.
Yeah, because it didn't pull anything out of him.
It didn't, you know. And ultimately, yeah, Gabriel. I was like, my prediction was Gabriel Kidd is going to catch a lariat or a King Kong knee drop. Neither. German suplex. Mm-hmm. That's what Makabe's gone back to one of his original finishes. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just too mellow. You know, it's not old age. It just he gets to the point where in anything, when you realize you're not going to get chances, you're not seen as the star, the top star. It's just not there. You do your match, you go through your thing, but you're like, why am I going to try? And it's like that even in the workforce and you know, outside of wrestling. if you know you're never going to get a promotion, you know this is all you're going to be able to do, is your heart really in it?
No, you just do what you can and not get fired.
Yeah. And then when you realize that one thing, like, I am breaking my ass to help somebody else make more money, and I'm getting nothing. Do you really think your heart's going to be in it? So, yeah, that's where Makabe Togi is. So, if he does fire up, maybe they're working on something. Maybe they're working on something, and you'll see it later. Who knows? I would like to see that old school GBH Makabe Togi. I never got a chance to see that guy. So I'd like to see him. So maybe Gabriel Kidd can fire him up at some point. But in either case, this match, very under par. I would give the whole match about 2 stars.
Yeah.
I really would.
You know, it was their standard, multi-man tag.
Yeah, very standard. Did their thing.
Yeah.
But it's still good though. It was still a good match. Just nothing notable. But with that, yeah, we got Los Ingobernables de Japón in action next. So let's roll. Alright, so the next match, Bushi, Sanada, Naito, Tetsuya versus Sho, Yoshihashi, and Goto Hiroki. And
LIJ came out like they were brokenhearted. They just, like, they didn't have anything in them.
And
Chaos came out like,
I'm bored.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be watching TV or knitting.
It picked up once the match started.
Yeah.
It did pick up.
And it was honestly, it was typical, very expected, and everyone did what they would normally do.
To me, in this one, Bushi seemed like he stepped it up a little bit, going against
this one and the last
against Sho. But everybody did their normal.
And it was still entertaining.
Yeah, LIJ was their standard, fantastic tag team as always.
Yep. I mean, look, we don't hate on standard when it comes to quality wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So while it is standard, that don't mean it won't good. It's damn entertaining. An easy must watch. It's just standard. No one came with too much extra flair or anything. But, as Cedra said, Bushi stepped it up a bit. These past 2 events, he's been stepping it up. And that's good. That's good.
He just seems more engaged.
Yeah. Maybe he's been listening to us. Who knows? I don't know. But other than that, honestly, it was Sanada tapping out Sho.
Yep.
Skull in. And then
at the end,
what in the world?
So Naito always fucks with the rest at the end of the match.
For real?
But he threw him out the ring, and then the ref got back in the ring because he had to raise their hands. After he raised their hands,
and then all of a sudden you get a Naito grabbing them, putting them in a twisting wrist lock or a full-on dragon twist or wrist lock in general. Put him in that, and I'm like, what in the world? So now to come in with the drop kick to the abdomen.
And he drop kicked the arm.
Oh, it was the arm?
He drop kicked
the arm. His guts. He drop kicked the arm.
Later he was holding his arm.
Damn. And they literally, both of them, I can't remember the last time Sonata laughed, and they just both laughing at him and pointing. I'm like, LIJ trying to get their mojo back. Get that antagonistic thing going. Whatever they can do, let them
work through it.
Yeah, let them work through it. So I mean, it was a good match, just very standard.
Yeah.
I could watch it again easily.
Yeah.
But standard. Nothing's living up to that opening match. I'm gonna give it that, and that was opening match. So with that said, let's roll. Alright, so look, New Japan. Y'all see, y'all look at my screen. Y'all can look at my screen, see. And they got so many people in one match, I got to jack up my graphic. So I decided to put them in who's with who. And, basically who's working with who, yada, yada, yada. But y'all messing up a graphic. You know, because I'm like, I can't do the 3 and then the 2 because I mess up. That's my OCD. I'm like, it's not even anymore, and I got an issue. All right, so New Japan, y'all got to shrink your names or shrink the people in the damn match. All right, take 2 or 3 people out. Help me out. All right. So this was one of those multi-man matches and featuring multiple rivalries still building. And Master Wato, look, I'm gonna go through this. We're gonna go through these real quick. Master Wato suck. I mean, just straight up. The best thing he got is a swan dive European uppercut.
Yeah.
Put a combination on earlier, and no. Just stop. Just go back to Mexico or find somebody to teach you to hit. Something.
You need to get some expert kickers in the back, you know, that are faces, Yuji and Koda. You need to talk to them.
Talk to them. They there.
Yeah.
You speak the same language. Talk to them.
You need to talk to them.
Tenzan Hideyoshi. Still good. Still can go. Still got his thing going. I like him. You know, I'm always going to love some Tenzan. The Buffalo. Still going to love him. Nagata Yuji. Still, he's finding his insanity again. He's doing good.
And Minoru help him with that.
Yeah, Minoru help everybody with that. Ibushi, Kota, and Tanahashi Hiroshi. I mean, look, I know that they was, you know, going against their rivals, but it seems like Suzuki-gun was jacking up Master Wato more than anybody else.
Yeah, they Master Wato got lost in the Suzuki-gun corner. You know, if you don't go run over and blast them and catch them sleeping, if you hit them the first time and they don't drop, back off. Especially if you're in a 5-on-5. He hit 2. Nobu didn't go down because he wasn't going to go down for Wato.
Nope.
And then he was in the beehive and he got fucked up by all 5 of them.
Yep. Because he be dumb. It's just terrible. He's not working. Something's wrong with the upper story. You know? I mean, the booking. Actually, no, I can't even blame the booking. I can't blame Geto. I got to blame Wato. Because what the fuck? Dude, seriously. I mean, you tightened up your hair. That's good. Tighten up your moves.
Tighten up the rest.
Yeah. I mean, you got a good enough look. Now you need to look good. You know, damn. Yano doesn't do anything and does better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if anyone really noticed that. Yano doesn't even do anything in the ring. He hollers, he evades, he makes his jokes.
But he has proven in our watching that he can whoop somebody,
if he wants to.
And he can straight up wrestle.
Yep, he's proven that.
We know Wato can wrestle. We just don't know what's wrong with him now.
You know, does he have a different strain of COVID-19 and does it take away his skill?
No. Cedric, he was in Mexico.
Yeah.
They operate light.
Yeah, everything over there is really light.
Yeah, he's gonna have to retrain his brain because what he's putting out is not enough.
Over there in Mexico, everything is a very light touch. The rolling bump, the barely hits and kicks. They rely on the slapping of the shoulder, the thigh, or the back for sound effects. But everything there is super light. Yes.
That's part of why his combinations look terrible, and they're also not executed well.
He needs to
like he learned from somebody who really didn't know what they were doing.
I can teach you. You can? Yeah. Did you teach him? Not really. It's like, but you know what? Hey man, hold my beer. I'ma teach him. Oh no. So Suzuki-gun ain't no problem.
No.
Top notch.
Ain't no thing.
Yep. Kanemaru take a personal desire to whoop the shit out of Master Wato every damn match.
I guess because he think he people.
Yep. You think you human. I'm gonna whoop your ass. You know? And then look, hold up, Doki. I don't know what his alleged finishing move is. The Gory special. Drop down into a split, and then he literally drops down into a split, into a backslide, I'm like, why do you? That only hurts you. That has no damage on the opponent. You might as well get him up there. Hold up, just hear this out. Get the opponent up there, okay? Slide down into the split and lean him over. Just do it fast. Don't drop down like you're gonna do some damage to him. That's dumb.
But aren't there a lot of moves that look like they're damaging, but they're not?
There are, but his is, I mean, come on.
It's not that. Isn't it not that different than the Widow's Peak?
No, the Widow's Peak. She's got it in the same position in the Gordy special. Holds her by the chin, drops down where the opponent hits their knees, as you can see her, quote unquote, torque on that neck, bending them up. It looks like something. What would it hurt? What would it hurt? You know? It's just, yeah. Just slide down, put them in, and that's all, like the Bushi roll for the pin.
Yeah.
That's cool. It ain't like Bushi gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I got him. Now I'm gonna drop down hard on my knees, get up, and then bridge back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a difference. But other than that, everybody's cool. Cedra's favorite wrestler, Tai Chi, almost did something.
I'm gonna hurt you. He didn't do shit. I didn't see him do nothing the whole match.
You should have.
A part of
you know what? Fuck. Stop stunting. Stop stunting.
The nest that
Tai Chi comes out with his bullshit lip syncing, and she's sitting there smiling and gushing over the shit.
I don't know why you gonna sit there and form your mouth to lie like that.
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
Go ahead and protect yourself.
I ain't protect this shit. You the one over there trying to ride Tai Chi's job.
What? I'm talking about what you do. My bad. It's projection you're doing.
Oh, now
go ahead. I'm not even gonna block it. Go ahead and bullshit. I'm not gonna block it.
I'm going to acknowledge the fact that Tai Chi came out first, playing his bullshit music and fake singing his bullshit song with no emotion or give a damn about his own intro whatsoever. And the rest of Suzuki-gun got to come out to this bullshit.
Well, yeah. That's just how it is, and Minoru don't look happy at all.
No, he don't look happy at all. You know why he look happy at all? The red-headed stepchild that he barely acknowledged is bringing up the front.
He has more heat.
And he still don't acknowledge his ass. Still.
I ain't gonna lie, he it's fucked up. That's fucked up.
You have never seen Minoru and Tai Chi engaged. I can't recall.
Woo!
You've seen him and Despy. Despy come out and second him. Rep Suzuki-gun. Him and Nobu. Zack is his favorite. Hell, he would interact with the Davy Boy and Murder Hawk. What's his name?
Lance Archer.
Yeah. He don't interact with Doki either. I'm just saying, they say it like your leader don't fuck with you.
That's fucked up.
It's like being the child that dad don't talk to. What the fuck?
I got nothing. I can't even defend. Alright. Look, we halfway through this event. So, let's keep going. We got this strange shit coming up. Whatever the fuck this is. Let's roll. Alright, so Cedra slept through the majority of that match. And I was playing Township during it. Takahashi Yujiro versus Okada Kazuchika. And here's the thing. Okay, Okada has cookie cutter matches, alright? And they're very predictable. Kind of like how Shawn Michaels was predictable. So, Takahashi Yujiro, he can go. He's got a decent moveset. He knows how to carry a match. He's got all the tools needed to put on a great performance no matter what. Okada does as well. They do. But here's the problem. It was an Okada match. slightly back and forth, but Okada shined like crazy. And I think he put on like 2 or 3 tombstones. Put on that weak ass, half ass Anaconda Vice about 3 or 4 times. Ghetto tries to interfere. It's successful. You know, it was an Okada match. Everything was Okada. It was the one thing that got me bored with New Japan ages ago when Tanahashi was in his major championship run. That's what that was.
And honestly, if it had been a Yujiro match,
if it was a Yujiro match, it honestly would have been a little bit more entertaining. Listen. This is okay, y'all. You know, anyone hearing this? Here's why the match is boring to us. Now, if y'all loved it and you think it was a great match, you know what? Cool. No problem. Okay? But you got Okada Kazuchika, one of the most... He is very WWF. He has pageantry, but that's where it ends. There's nothing behind his elbows, nothing behind his punches, nothing behind his kicks. His drop kicks are too light looking and the opponent oversells. Alright? Which I don't like using industry terms and whatnot. But at the same time, for this, I gotta call it out. Yujiro is a guy that they always stick in the opening matches. They never let him shine. They never give him the light of day. They never give him a tag partner that's worth a damn that he can go to tag team prominence with. If he had a big run at some point, don't know when it was. And you take this guy that you practically buried for years and then say, here, have a little rivalry with the former world champion who was champion for like 2 fucking years. A champion that even the crowd is bored with. That's why the match is boring. You got somebody that's just played out versus against somebody that never got a chance to play. And that's just blah. There's no heat. There's no fire. There's no spark. There's no sparkle. There's no lighter. There's no fuel. It's just 2 people in the ring having a match, and not one of them looked like, I am sick of you. Not one of them had urgency in their moveset like, I gotta get you now. I mean, whatever they could have had, it gone into Bushi. Yeah. So, that's why it was, okay? We're going to get to the never open weight. Oh, yeah. Okada won with the submission. Yay. Spoiler. So, we're going to get on with the never open weight match. If we can stay away. We might have to just finish this tomorrow. I don't know.
We'll get this match done and then finish the rest tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a lot to go through. So, if you disagree with us, that's cool. Let us know why you disagree. I mean, if you're an Okada fan and you just don't like what we're saying, that's on you. Because you're an Okada fan and we don't give a shit. Like who you want to like. Like who you want to like. So with that said, let's roll. Okay, so finally, the first match to live up to the opening match of the night.
Yeah, that match was good.
It surpassed it. El Desperado is now in the category of dangerous.
Yes.
Now, I don't mean hurting wrestlers like that. You know, he's not the Ahmed Johnson. You know, he ain't that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing all that. He ain't AEW. No, what I'm saying is that El Desperado can definitely put on a match and make you feel bad for who he's damaging. You look at him and almost every move is a threat. From simple headlocks to an arm wringer, it means something. It's not just going through the motions. it means something. And we already know Takagi is a lethal person in that ring.
Yes, he is.
We know that. But the way they've always showcased El Desperado, you didn't know anything. You didn't know how well he could. We knew he was a super heel. We knew that you couldn't trust him. He's got some really good moves. But no. This match right here, when he has a big match, we know El Desperado will show up.
He will show up, and he did.
That's what we want. We want to see when they show up during a big match. You look at any singles match of Okada, and it's damn near no different than his big matches.
Nope, no different at all.
There's got to be a gear shift in you. If you don't have that gear shift, you don't get the people behind you. And if you do, it's because they don't see it. They don't have the wherewithal of that area to see it. So ride that wave while you can, wrestlers with no gear shift. I like seeing that sense of urgency. And El Desperado did everything under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And it's easy to say, if you can evade one of those pumping bombers, you can put that in the win column.
Yeah, he put that in the win column.
But he didn't.
And only one was delivered, and it was delivered brutally.
Messed him up.
Man.
Now, I might have to do a separate thing on clotheslines and lariats, talking about that. But other than that, I didn't know how this match was going to go. Initially going into it, I was like, you know what? Takagi, he's going to win. That's just it. It might take him about 5 or 10 minutes, but he'll get there. No, it won't that at all.
Nope.
No, I didn't know. It got to the point I'm like,
I didn't think he was going to win it.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to win it.
It was an uphill
battle.
El Desperado worked that leg like a champion would work a leg. He Ric Flaired the shit out that leg. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. And there was a chair shot he gave to it.
Oh my god.
It was so quick, and literally in the first 5 minutes, I said, well, they done beat the shit, and the match ain't but 5 minutes old.
Hell, they weren't even in the ring for like 30 seconds before they went to the outside and started fucking each other up.
I could praise this match all night.
Yeah.
I really could. So, hey, Takagi, El Desperado did not get his finisher. However, we saw Made in Japan
and Last of
the Dragon.
And they looked amazing.
As you said, amazing.
They looked amazing.
And it was worth it. It was worth it. And then he wins, he takes Marty out the ring, and he's walking up, and the young lion wants to help him. He's like, nah, man, that's all good. And he gets to the ramp. He was getting to the ramp, and the look of fear on his face, on Takagi's face, I thought, who's coming out? And it panned back, and he was looking at that ramp.
That ramp.
And he drugged that leg, that dead-ass leg, up that ramp. He looked at that ramp like, the enemy that I could never defeat.
I know that feeling.
I've been there too. Oh man. So, hey, that was a great match. We got one match left. We was gonna call it a night, but
we got inspired by good wrestling, and now I'm awake.
Yep. Until she goes to sleep.
I'm not going to sleep through this match.
I'm in too much pain to go to sleep, so I'm up. I'm up. But we finna watch this double title match, or at least one of them. I don't know. I think it's both. I honestly, here's the thing: does Hiromu deserve it? Yes.
You're not gonna get it though.
But if he wins it, it will remove the prestige of these titles. The titles are still gaining prestige, and they might go for a unification, because who gives a fuck about the Intercontinental title? They might as well merge them, and then the Never can be the new one. I mean, it makes sense.
It's a thought, yeah.
So, with that said, let's roll. IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Double Title Championship match. Takashi Hiromu versus Evil champion. And that is how you do a title match. Now, that's how you do a babyface versus a heel title match. That's how you do that in today's New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's how you do that. The crowd's not... They still don't really get the barbaric heel style. The fans don't. So there's a lot of misconduct that goes under the radar for them, even though it's plain as day in their face. They don't... I mean, it's been over 2 decades. They just don't get that type. They just don't. It takes severe cheating for the Japanese audience to understand what's happening and to get a reaction. But in terms of 2 athletes entering that ring, one for revenge and justice, and the other for revenge and his own justice. And they do battle, mano a mano. And it's a struggle from beginning to end. High impact drop kicks, high impact super kicks. Everything that they did, they put their heart into it. Now, I said that if Takashi wins, it'll lower the prestige of those belts.
And after that match?
After that match, even if he won, it would have elevated the prestige of those belts. But on the side note, Okada comes in, and not during the match, but after Okada's match, and talking about he don't want to have nothing to do with those belts. He feels sorry for the heavyweight title. I hear what he's saying. I get what he's saying. But considering the fact that they made you one of the worst paper champions with a lot of money, you need not speak ill of the thing that put food on your table. So, you know, Okada loses some respect in that. I hope whatever his little plan is something I've already gone over, which is unifying the belts into something. The last disgrace over these titles was Kurt Angle. That had taken from him because he was a jerk and said, you can have that. We're going to just start over with this belt. So, whatever they're going to do in the future, I hope it's to gain notoriety to those titles. The match itself, that without the cheating, and even if Hiromu won, it would have been a 5-star match.
Oh, definitely.
The cheating actually lowered it. Because then you see that either one needs help. In this case, Evil. You get to see them attempt their moves. You've seen Time Bomb. You see Time Bomb 2, and he nailed them perfectly. Mm-hmm. High angle style, finish style, it's over. Evil landed, I think, 5 German suplex Hoyt. They both battled outside that ring. Hiromu weathered the storm of not just Evil's onslaught, but Dick Togo's onslaught.
Dick.
He weathered the onslaught of Dick. You happy now?
Hey man, it's his name.
Dick Togora! So, with Hiromu surviving all of that, he looked like the bona fide wrestling hero.
He did.
And he looked like the baby face. That guy you had to cheer.
Mm-hmm. And they were cheering him.
They wanted him to win.
Those close 3 counts, I was right there with him.
The crowd was popping. And that lets you know when you're doing your title matches right. That was a Hiromu match. Hiromu called and led that match. That wasn't evil. That was Hiromu. Hiromu is the type where you got to kill him to beat him. And he was showing that for both. He did that for he and evil.
Hiromu mastered the art of not only finding his own personality way after his young lion days are over, but he still summons the young lion vigor.
Yes. And because of that, he's always going to be top notch. Somebody has to replace Liga's stalwartness, and that is Takashi Hiromu.
With him and his bad brains in his own way. But yeah, definitely.
And he's doing it. And aiding him, and I hope he stays with Ishimori Taiji. That's what I'm hoping. They need to rebolster their junior division.
Yeah.
We don't have any more Shinjiro Otani. We don't have any Koji Kanemoto, El Samurai, Jushin Thunder Liger. You know, we don't have Tatsuhito Takaiwa. You know, we don't have any of those guys. Not in New Japan anyway, and not at their prime. We need new. You know, we don't need the next one of them. We need the original whoever's coming up. That's what's needed in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They got plenty of heavyweights. Heavyweights, they ain't really amounting to shit.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't mean anything is over. It doesn't mean it's dying. With them knowing each other so well for so long, repeating these matches over and over, yeah, you can think it's boring, but you know something? These wrestlers know each other. They know their limits. They know how to put on the match. If you ever want to know how those classics were done between Flair and Steamboat, Flair and Sting, you know, you want to know those classics. It's because they wrestled each other over 100 to maybe 1,000 times off TV, on the road, one town, next town, wrestling one, sometimes twice a night. Having those 30 or 40 minute matches. You know, it won't televise, so you don't have to see it all the damn time. They got to know each other so much. Flair and Steamboat didn't have to talk in the ring. They knew what they was going to do. They knew the spots. Not repeat the same ones. No, they could call audibles, and it was right there in sync. So there's a good positive note for why you might see some of the same wrestlers consistently in the same company going against each other. It's fine. When they got to turn the heat up, they can do it. That's if the company owners are smart enough to let them do it. So, this main event, I honestly can't give it any higher than 4.5 stars. The cheating ruined a lot of it. It did. Other than that, it would have been a solid 5-star with no problem. But when it comes to elevating someone to that super babyface status, now that is a 5-star classic way to do it. And they did it.
They did it.
They did it just right.
And they didn't love Roman before. They're gonna love him now.
And that's the truth. So, you ready? You know, you about done, girl?
Yeah.
It's late here. It's 1:01 a.m. You know, Sunday morning. So you gotta get up in 5 hours. No, about 6 hours. 6 hours. And me, I'm ill, so I'm gonna be up anyway. But I want to say thank y'all for listening. Seriously, you know, we like watching these and delivering and stuff, and we try to give you our analysis of matches, you know, mainly from a fan's point of view, but with a little, we kind of put our knowledge glasses on for certain spots, for certain situations, for certain promos, you know, or mess ups, recoveries, and try to give you what makes this a sport. New Japan Pro Wrestling is one of the last places where professional wrestling is seen as a sport. And that's why a lot of people from America, whether it's, you know, from Greenland to southern Chile, they would like to go to New Japan The only other place that's trying to make wrestling a sport, even with its own little characters, is the National Wrestling Alliance. So if everyone can just do the right thing, shut the fuck up, turn off their bullshit patriot shit, and just wear a mask, stay inside, get better, stop spreading this virus, we can literally get our wrestling back on track and maybe have the NWA take over the airways and show everybody how grown men wrestle. With that said, this has been Cedric Casidra for CR Wrestling Commentary. Sengoku Lord 2020. Thank you for listening.